Well, that sucked.
Are we live? And the first thing you start off is, well, that sucks.
Yeah. And it didn't even work. I got to get a bigger processor for my computer.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't like me to ask it to do too many things at once.
Right. You need a multi-core processor.
Well, just a faster one. I'm going to try to get this on Facebook, share the stream on Facebook. So bear with me.
Okay.
I also want to bring up comments. Yeah. It's going to do this until I get rid of this screen. So hang on.
Okay, no problem.
Sing us a song or something.
You don't want me to sing. You don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
You do La Bamba pretty kick-ass. You do La Bamba pretty.
I was drunk too. So I speak a little bit of Spanish.
Hopefully nobody will come in the room while I'm doing this. Let's see. Share.
Yeah.
Fight. Hang on. Here we go.
Look in there.
Nope, that ain't
Look
right.
Look,
oh, you know what? I got to go to my...
And say hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Out. And she's gone. Shut the door. Shut the door. Thank you.
She made her cameo.
That's right.
She's cameo and she's out.
She's like, deuces. Yeah. Deuces.
Peace. I'm waiting. Peace. I gotta get on the YouTube link to share it to the Facebook.
So are we on Facebook?
Well, as I get the link off the YouTube, I'll put it on Facebook. Then I will get rid of this, and I will quit being so glitchy.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. What's happening?
I was touching the camera on my phone.
Oh. Okay, now I'm trying to make it. Okay. Oh my goodness. They're really, I'm sure if I paid for services, this would be easier.
I got a friend. Well, actually, I bet you Nikki could probably make you an intro since she's a graphic design artist.
I can't use my own intro unless I upgrade my, I have to pay for that.
Oh, really?
All right, I'm posting now, and as soon as this tells me, I'm going to turn this window off. All right, and that should solve my glitchiness, at least mostly.
Right.
All right, and whoever was in here fucking left. They were like, this is a bunch of bullshit.
These people are amateurs.
Oh, God. When I was on my live the other day, it was during the middle of the week, sometime last week. It was horrible because I wanted to do this whole talk about prepping and the minimum and everything that was going on in Texas. And I had my other screen up and I had all these tabs open. Oh, my fucking computer was having a stroke. You couldn't even understand anything I was saying. So I had to ditch my whole entire other screen. Well, the reason I do that is because I can't remember shit. I can remember it, but I can't remember the names or the details and stuff. So, I have my other screen up. I had to get rid of all of it, and I had to shoot from my hip, which sucked. But that's all right. What is up, Tommy B?
Not much. Not much at all. Just watching the snow melt. Happy about that.
Yeah, it's like a freaking pig pen out back. Out in the chicken yard, it's like major mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a friend out in Kansas that's going to start, I guess, having chickens on his property.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Well, you seen the video from the coyote attack.
I told him, I said, watch out for coyotes, man. I told him, I said, my sister lost 4 chickens to 2 coyotes.
Wow.
He said he was going to put the chicken wire in the ground a few feet down, a little bit lower. That way they can't dig underneath it.
Well, they popped the fence on me.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we're enclosed them. Yeah, we're done. This summer, we're going to start with an immediate area. We're enclosing top to bottom. There's even going to be a lid on it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then just as time goes, we'll expand it. Eventually, the whole backyard will be one big, giant, enclosed yard with a fence top and everything. Nothing will get in or out, including a child.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to have the Thunderdome there in the backyard.
Exactly. That'd be super cool, wouldn't it?
So you're going to have like a real big guy, or is there are you going to put like Max in the back of Steve, and that'd be Master Blaster, and Steve is Hall.
Exactly. Stevie or Josh would be more appropriate.
Right.
Because they're both bigger than Steve.
Yeah. Have Max go, who rule Bata Town? Who rule Bata Town?
But it'd be like birds and kids just out there living their life to the fullest, Stevie, baby Stevie, I'll be able to throw her ass out there at 2 years old. There won't nothing hurt her, and she'll all be enclosed.
That's cool.
I won't do that. Don't call the mess on me. I won't do that. But because she would be completely safe.
Well, here's the thing. Wouldn't that, when you enclose that, wouldn't you also enclose the smell too?
No, because it's just going to be fencing of some sort.
Okay. So it'll be still be airy.
Rain. Yeah, it's still going to be open. But,
okay.
But there's going to be fencing. Yeah.
As long as there'll be ventilation through there.
Like chicken wire.
Okay, I gotcha.
But their cats won't be able to get in there. I don't know what that was. That was really bizarre. Cats won't be able to get in there. Nothing.
Yeah.
So that'll change how their life is, because I let them use the water back there, but yeah, they won't need to get there. And I tell you who else won't be able to get out? A little white dog named Goose.
Oh, Goose.
He won't be able to get the fuck out. And
I have yet to meet the infamous Goose.
Oh, he is something else. He is something else. He opens. We have a gate to keep him from going to the upstairs.
Yeah.
That he stands up, opens it like a freaking person, gets down, and then goes upstairs.
Smart dog.
Yeah. Yeah. He is, yeah. So, well, I'm glad of the warm up, aren't you?
Oh, heck yeah. I am so tired of cold weather. Man, I had to go into my vacant apartments that I have on the property and basically get the heat turned up in there and make sure nothing freezes.
Like to what, 50 or what do you?
I usually put there's a baseboard heaters, and basically the front room I put about 65, and then I go into the bathrooms and I kind of turn them up to about 50, 55, and kind of open up the open up the bottom underneath the sink there, so that way the heat can get to the pipes directly.
Oh,
You know,
okay. Yep. Yep.
I just make sure the heat can get to the water heaters and the pipes, the sink pipes and the kitchen in the bathroom sink pipes.
How many empty places do you have right now?
Got a little bit, but we're going to go through a rehab here pretty soon. So
Oh, that's right. So you're kind of not filling them back up.
at this moment, but we will soon.
All right. There's our.
Did we get a viewer come back?
No, we don't, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right. It takes them a minute. It takes
That's
them
cool.
a minute. Well, I mean, these people in Texas, man, they have gone through some shit. But I'm telling you, it wasn't everybody like the news made it sound. Tracy never lost power once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, she's in what? No, she's in Round Rock, right?
She would be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area region, whatever you would want to say.
Yeah, that's a big metropolis.
But from what I understood, it didn't matter. It really was irrelevant. But she said that she was on the same grid as a hospital.
Oh,
So that may have played a part
right.
in that. But man, I think at one time there was 5 million people without power. And these are 5 million people that are not prepared for 20 degrees.
Yeah, they're not.
Their houses are not prepared for 20 degrees.
Right. And it gets cold down there. They're freaked out. Well, I remember Mom talking about Corpus Christi and talking about how people down there, if they have like some ice or whatever, that it's just pandemonium because like no one knows how to deal with it.
Right.
And her house.
Corpus Christi, that's still, yeah.
I mean, it's South Texas. I mean, that's like down there.
Mm-hmm.
South of San Antonio, southeast of San Antonio. But the thing is, though, I mean, her house down in Aransas Pass, I remember Bob was going underneath there and he was changing out going from the metal pipes to a PVC pipe. He was switching out some plumbing, switching out some bad pipes.
Right.
I mean, there's like basically just a crawl space underneath the house. It's nothing. There's really no basement. There is, because it's all sand. She goes, you can't build a basement down there because of the sand. And
the water table, yeah.
Yeah. And basically, they don't really do too much it's not like up here, like if you have an under area, you're going to have some kind of insulation down there or some kind of board to block the cold wind to keep the, pipes from freezing underneath your house. Yeah. Down there, doesn't get cold.
Well, and here's the thing. There is a large amount of population, I guess you could say, of people who keep exotic animals down there.
Mm-hmm.
And exotic animals don't do cold.
Right.
And I mean, these people couldn't even bring their animals into their house because it's like still cold. There was this TikTok I saw of this lady who took literally one room in her whole house. It looked like she had laid down a tarp or plastic, covered it in that bedding, wood chip bedding. Mm-hmm. And she had her freaking goats in there. She had her chickens in there. Dogs were in there. Cats were in there. And then she also had some exotic animals in there. Oh, wait. This could be a baby call.
Uh-oh.
Hello? No. Okay. Okay. Do you want us to just keep Jonathan here then? Okay. 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 My phone's right here. I'm live on my podcast, but that's okay. Everybody's going to want to know. All right. Love you. Bye. Okay. Well.
Oh, yeah?
Things progressed. You're not going home. You're staying here.
Okay, why?
Because things have progressed and you won't be going to school tomorrow. Because you're just going to stay here. And Mom's possibly heading in.
Okay.
Well, hey, Pepper Jackie joined us today. Can you can't bring up the comments, can you? Tom, you tried last time.
Well, I can, but then I lose your picture.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
or
okay.
Comments.
That's
I
all right.
see Pepper Jackie said, "Hey, Nana."
Yep.
And
so we are going to be having a baby soon.
I am not ready.
So anyway, oh, where'd you go, Tom? We lost Tom. Tom pushed the wrong button. He'll be back. Yeah, there he is.
back.
I said, oh, Tom pushed the wrong button. Okay, Jonathan.
So I'm not going to push buttons anymore.
Has moved. My high dollar podcast set.
Hey, I'm live from the office, as you can
Live
see
from
the
the
background.
Live from the kitchen with my high dollar background. But anyway, man, it was bad for people though. And then, did you see any of the flooding? People with the flooding in their house?
No, I didn't see. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really paid attention too much to the TV or the social media here, pertaining to the weather.
They didn't really go into it much on the news, on the TV. Everything I saw was real video, TikTok, people going through it right now. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going through.
Right.
So, and to me, that's the most accurate news you can get.
Right. Because it's happening to them.
It is. This is happening. I mean, they have a picture, their video of their ceiling, and it's just raining, and it's 20 freaking degrees, and it's turning to ice, and they've got all their animals in there. Anyway, it's bad, and now it's thawing out for them, though. I think they had another round, but I think that's over. I hope it is for them.
I think Thursday here in Versailles, Thursday was pretty much the day it started warming up. And I know Friday it got to like 31, and then yesterday it was like almost 43.
Yeah.
And today it's supposed to be 41. We got a little bit of mist. But they're talking like 70 degrees on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So the snow I have on the property, I'm not even going to worry about.
Yeah.
Because it'll be gone soon enough.
For a minute, we think. We don't know. And that's what and that's what I'm saying, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, not even sure how long it's been. I was trying to educate people on what a solar minimum was, because we were in cycle 24, which was really the first cycle. Solar cycles last 11 years. And that was really the first cycle that was really making us lean towards we're going into a solar minimum. Now, I'm not saying a grand solar minimum, but a solar minimum. And that's what solar minimums do. They breed this crazy ass weather. And I don't know, you may not have noticed because you're an apartment dweller, so you don't garden much. Okay.
Right.
Our freaking growing seasons I bet we lost 2 months. A month in the beginning and a month in the end of our growing seasons. And they get so hot so fast, nothing will grow. Pepper Jackie, Tom is in Versailles, Missouri.
Missouri.
Missouri. But yeah, so, and and we had the floods, what, 2 summers ago? Was
Yeah.
it?
Uh-huh.
It took out all of our crops. And all these things, even the pandemic is a symptom of going through a solar minimum. Now, what they're watching though, because in December, we just entered cycle 25. And NASA and NOAA are kind of back and forth. They both have way different opinions about what's going to happen. NOAA thinks it's going to be worse than 24. It's going to bring us deeper into a minimum. In fact, they are predicting that we are going to go into a grand solar minimum, but they don't predict us going into one like the Maunder minimum, but one more like the Dalton minimum, which I believe happened after the Maunder minimum. And here's the thing, the Maunder minimum, that happened, let's see, and this is the part, this is why I need my tabs, because I can't remember the bits and pieces. So I'm going to look this up real quick so I can give you the right dates. And if you want to look it up yourself, it's MAUNDER and then minimum, okay? And really just go to Wikipedia. That's sufficient, to be honest. It's probably one of the first things that's going to pop up for you. But that went on between 1645 and 1715. And actually it went away past 1715 because there were still reports of things being pretty wacky into the 1720, 1725. Because, you don't just wake up one day and you're not in the solar minimum anymore. It doesn't work that way. It cycles in and it cycles out. But, I mean, you do the math on that, and that's what? Freaking 50 years? So it's 1645 to 1715.
Winter's coming.
Okay, so what was the big deal? Okay, so what the big deal was is for the first time, let me get down here. It put us in a little ice age is what it did. And
that was actually the beginning of the early years of American history there. That's the
yes. Yeah.
That happened, I think, during the Revolution, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, and here's the thing. We were really into coastal ports. I mean, that was literally the only way we got our shit was from ships. Because we were still getting supported by across the pond. A whole lot, okay? And for the first time, and that's what I'm trying to find that, it froze. Was it the Pacific coast? That's what I'm trying to find. If it was the, or maybe it was the Atlantic coast.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the Atlantic coast because we hadn't made it to the Pacific side of the country at that point.
It froze 25 miles out from shore.
Oh.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So, from shore out 25 miles was nothing but fucking ice.
Right.
And right now in Texas, I did see this on the regular news. Because of the cold, all these fish and marine life and sea turtles and things that live off the coast down there are dying. They're having to rescue what they can and bring them in because the water got freaking cold.
Right. Well, I mean, I know there's alligators down, and I did see that there was a thing where alligators were getting their snouts up out of the water and it freezing around their snouts. And they and they just hibernate. I mean, you'll see it up there. They got their snout sticking out of the water, It'd be sticking out like here's the water line right here. You got a snout.
They just kind of shut down.
they're cold blooded, so they shut
Yeah.
down.
They
They
just
go
don't-
they hibernate.
Right, right. So this is all, so now we're entering December. We moved into cycle 25. NASA thinks it's going to be active. We're going to see more sunspots. It's going to be great. They are worried about gamma radiation, and they are worried about solar flares. Because right now, because of our pole shift, our
Ozone.
yeah, it is. We are weak. Shit can come right in, no problem right now. But NOAA is saying no. They think it's going to be worse than 24, and it's going to bring us deeper down. And they're worried about us going into a Dalton. Now the Maunder, it lasted 50 years. Let me see how long the Dalton lasted. It was bad, and it was considered a grand solar minimum, but it wasn't as bad as the Maunder. So Dalton minimum, DALTON minimum. And I don't think it lasted.
1790
Okay, well,
to 1830.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too.
So that's
maybe
what, 40
it did.
years?
Was that 40 years? So it was just a little bit shorter. And here's the thing. Here's what that means. Me especially, because as anybody who follows me, and as you know, Tom, I'm a bird farmer, okay?
I know.
All my fucking money goes to that, okay? I am either buying fence or building a new pen or doing something all summer long with my birds. And it has prevented me, because my money has to go that direction, from building a decent greenhouse, okay? But I'm telling you what, I may have to downsize somewhere so I can free up some money, because I think having a greenhouse is going to become a necessity. Because here's the thing. If what happens in Texas happens in Florida, which it kind of does on a small scale every year, has for the last few years, we lose a large amount of our citrus crop every winter down there. They do what they can, and some winters are worse than others. But if you look back, every winter they get a cold spell. We don't lose everything, but we lose a lot of it. And granted, they got a lot of greenhouses down there, which probably is what saves them, to be honest. But if something like what happens at Texas happens down there, we may have citrus because of the greenhouses, but it's going to be so freaking expensive, we're not going to be able to afford it.
Right.
A bag of oranges is already $5 freaking.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
I know.
that's expensive. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's expensive to me. I try to buy fruit when it's on sale. Like right now, pineapples are on sale. So I like to buy pineapples and can them.
Right. Save them.
Right. But here's the thing about even doing that. You can't get a canning lid to save your freaking life.
Yeah, because everyone's canning.
So that puts me into, they do make a reusable lid called a Tatler. But it's a first time buy. I mean, I'm looking at spending like $50, $60 to get, 12 lids?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Granted, I can reuse them. But it's like, I'm looking at that too. And I'm thinking, okay, this is the direction where my prepping is going. It's things that I've done in the past, I'm having to kind of rethink,
Yeah.
the importance of a greenhouse, because I've always put the greenhouse. I tried to get a greenhouse. I couldn't afford a very good one. And these Missouri winds took that shit out immediately. I'm not sure.
Bet.
I'm not sure there was anything I could have done to keep it from. I mean, yeah, it was done. So I've got to build one like with 2x4s. Build one.
Well, I tell you what, I'm starting to wonder. Like, one thing I've noticed when it comes to weather, especially in the Midwest, is that when you have extreme weather on one end, like in the winter or the summer, then the other end, the summer or winter, you have extreme weather. It's like if it's extreme in the cold, then it's going to be extreme in the hot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you're transitioning from hot to cold,
I'm
that
sorry
like
to
spring.
interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just got the text. Water has broke.
Oh,
Shit is going down.
it's getting real.
It's getting real. Texting the boss right now. But yeah, well, and here's the thing though. Last winter, it wasn't bad like this.
Well, I
And
mean,
we had a hot ass summer.
maybe the reason we had the hot ass summer, we're now why we're having this cold ass winter. I mean, it might have just started the cycle then. I mean, I'm just really worried. We're coming into spring, okay, March,
Yeah.
and basically, from all the years I've lived in the Midwest, which is almost 50, or actually 48 or so,
Yeah.
and just got your message here.
on the baby announcement thread.
Right. Uh-huh. But what I was saying though, you figure the hot time for a tornado is usually the last 2 weeks of April and the first 2 weeks of May. That's usually those 4 weeks are when the tornadoes, if you're the highest chance of a tornado happening. Now, of course, you can have a tornado at any time depending on the weather. I mean,
yeah, that's for sure. Well, I remember having tornado warnings during Thanksgiving.
Right. You could have a tornado. The weather is truly schizophrenic.
Yeah.
It goes beyond the boundaries of where it should be.
Right.
But your chances of a tornado happening are usually the last 2 weeks of April, the first 2 weeks of May. And after that, it just kind of diminishes off there. And then usually, if you haven't had a tornado by the end of June, you're probably in the clear. You're probably not going to have one.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's usually the bad ones, the real bad storms are like the last 2 weeks of April and the first 2 weeks of May.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember the year me, you, and Rachel went to West Virginia.
Yeah.
To see Grandma Birchfield.
Yeah.
I can't remember. What was that? 2000. Oh, I was like 12.
I'm trying to think. I don't even freaking know.
Either 2012, 2013.
Well, it was just before you guys got married.
Right. So it'd be 2013.
Yeah.
And I remember we drove out there, and when we came back, the weather was decent for the whole time.
Yeah.
But that was in April, and that May it snowed.
Yeah.
It snowed deep in Shawnee. I mean, I remember it was like a foot. I mean, I remember I was working at Erickson as a temp, and I got a call from my manager saying, "Hey, don't come in. We're just don't even come into work because the weather's bad."
Well, and I remember, my birthday's in April, and I remember having snow on my birthday.
Yeah.
The end of April. So then that's what I'm saying. And it used to be we could plant our seeds. We were safe planting our seeds on Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not been warm enough. It wasn't warm enough last year to put seeds in the ground on Mother's Day. It wasn't.
Right.
And then it freaking got cold, into September. So it's like we lost 2 months off the growing season last year. And then it gets so hot in the middle of the summer, July, August, tomatoes quit producing.
Right, because they're too hot.
They don't bloom over 100 degrees. They've got to, unless it's cool in the night, and hell in the night, it ain't getting cool. So, yeah. A hothouse, a greenhouse is definitely it's got to be a priority. I think I need to make that a priority. And I think I'm going to start just trying to buy those lids a little at a time, I guess, because even the Amish, they've got signs on their bins going lid shortage. I mean, any lids they're getting, they're keeping. They ain't selling them.
Right.
Understandably so. So yeah, I would at Walmart, they've got jars. And the jars, if you got to buy jars and they got lids.
Right. Yeah, I've seen them at Walmart.
I don't need jars. I got jars. I just need lids.
Hey, get the smaller mason jars and you can use them as cups.
Oh yeah, we do that. We do that.
You know, I think the bigger mason jars, they're great for tea, like on a hot summer day.
Yeah.
Fill that thing up with ice and tea, you're good to go.
Yeah, we do that. We do that. They're good because they're thick. They don't break.
Right.
But it's bad, and people are still just not going to pay attention, though. But that's my rant.
Well, you know,
nothing's going to affect them, because then, you know, here's the other thing. Then you've got the mayor of Colorado City, Texas, the former mayor of Colorado City, Texas.
Y'all are on your own.
You're on your own. Yeah, we don't know shit. And it's like, yeah, you know, don't come down on him. All he's doing is saying it.
Right.
Sorry.
Hey, at least honest politician can't have that.
Yeah. He's just saying it because it's fucking true. They don't have your back. And people are like, well, why won't they pay I pay taxes. Isn't that supposed to? No.
Nope.
No. Taxes pay for war, firstly. Then they pay for infrastructure.
And it pays the Rothschild.
And they pay wages. Wages. People in the federal government make good wages.
Right.
Yeah. And you're so overtaxed. You're double taxed, you're triple taxed on the same fucking money. It's ridiculous. If people think that now that Trump is gone, that all of this goes away, they're tripping billies. I'm telling you right now. Because all these things are doing is waking people up. Because these people that thought their taxes paid for the government to assist them during a disaster are learning, like people have in the past. You know, Hurricane Michael came through. I was talking about that on my live the other day. A year later, people still were living in tents on the street with no water. FEMA compounds were sitting there empty, gated up, brand new semi-trailers sitting in there. Who knows if there was anything in them or not? You don't know. FEMA bugged out. And from what I understand from Florida residents, Florida told FEMA to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the feds that are against you. You might look at your state government.
Yeah.
Your state government may not be, they don't got your back either. It's all a blame game. The state likes to blame the feds. The feds like to blame the state. We saw that with Corona.
Yeah.
The feds were like, well, we're just going to let every state do what they want to do. That way, when shit blew up, they could say, well, hey, it was the states. That was their game to play. We sat here. I watched my governor every fucking day, okay, for quite a few months during the thick of it. And he did nothing but talk about, well, the feds won't do this and the feds won't do that. So it was nothing but finger pointing, because if shit went down, he didn't want to take the blame for it. He wanted the feds to. The feds want the states to.
Well, hell, the state will even defer to the county commissioners, and the county commissioners will defer to the mayors. It's all just
Well, my commissioners didn't. My commissioners played their own game through the whole damn thing.
yeah. Well, I mean,
They didn't give a shit what the governor said. They didn't give a shit what the president said. They didn't give a shit. They had to give a shit what the Supreme Court said. They didn't have a choice on that one.
right.
And when it came to the court system in the county, they had no choice but to follow those rules. But everything else, they did what they wanted.
I tell you what, Morgan County, pretty laid back. I mean, there's signs saying, wear your masks, but not too many people enforce it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, to me,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, people come at me on Facebook when I make a post about, about.
I get it though. I get it though, because I'm confused too. Now, I am a mask wearer. I am fully vaccinated, but I am a mask wearer. But hey, nothing. I mean, when I hear stories about I had to stay home and take care of my husband who was positive with COVID and got real sick, but I never got it.
Right.
How the fuck does that work?
Rachel got it. I've never had it.
I work with people and their spouses were sick. Like they got sick, worrisome sick. Never got it. So if it's so goddamn contagious, how's that work?
We think that Gracie brought it home from school and gave it to Rachel. And then
how did you not get it?
I don't know. I just tell my doctor because they made me quarantine with them. I'm like, they're like, well, you need to go to stay in a hotel. I'm like, no. I said, no. I said, if they got it, I might as well just stick around.
Right. Right.
I mean, I'm not going to sit there, waste money, go sit in a hotel where I'm going to probably get some kind of bug, crawl on me or whatever.
Yeah.
So no, I'll stay home and I'll deal with that. And I take, as I've told you before, I sleep with a CPAP machine. And when I started sleeping, even though I cleaned the thing, I still would get a sinus infection, real bad sinus infection. And I would get a real bad cold. And then, so I started taking a multivitamin every day to counteract that, and it helped. I stopped getting those, the infections and all that other stuff.
Right.
So it completely helped, and I just kept doing it. To build up my immune system. Now I don't know if that's helped against COVID. It might have.
Right.
I've asked my doctor, and he's like, "Well, if you're taking a certain I think it's like vitamin D and vitamin, so I don't know what. There's like a couple of vitamins. I don't know."
See, I'm O positive. There's a suspicion that O blood types aren't likely to get it.
Huh. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what my blood type is.
So I wonder about that too. So, as we've got 3 people in here.
Hi, 3 people.
Hello, Amber and Justice and Rochelle. I'm so glad you joined us. But my daughter's water has broke. I just got the text. So I'm going to have to cut this podcast short.
Hey, does this make me a grand uncle or a great uncle?
You're a great uncle to
Johnny and
you're a great uncle. Yeah,
Johnny, AJ, and Max.
And now Stevie.
And now Stevie, my niece, my great niece.
Stevie Rose.
Stevie Rose.
Reluctantly making her appearance. Kat has had to work hard. Because she is in no rush.
Right.
But she finally got it to go. So, and it may move fast. So we got to head to Minnesota, 33rd Minnesota.
Not Minnesota State.
Minnesota.
Right.
In Kansas City, Kansas.
Wyandotte County?
Yeah. That's where we got to go.
Okay, so you're going to be in downtown KCK.
So we're going down there. And so.
That's down there close to, that's, was that Tower Plaza?
It's just on the other side of Wyandotte High School.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, down by where we used to live. So I love you all, and I'm so glad you stopped in. I'm sorry I had to cut this short. I almost didn't even do it because I was afraid this was going to happen. But here we are. So
This is what, grandchild number 4?
my 4th grandchild. Yep. 4th grandchild. Finally a girl. We're super excited. So I'm going to get off here and get our clothes changed, and we're going to head out to Wyandotte County. Woohoo! And of course, everybody on TikTok and everybody on Facebook, I will keep you informed. So yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So sorry, and we'll be back though next week, next Sunday, sometime.
Oh yeah.
Sometime.
Well, just start compiling the conspiracies and all the craziness, and we'll have a good show.
Yeah. We'll have to get lots of material for next week to make up for this week.
Maybe we get a Giorgio Tsoukalos to come in there and talk about the Anunnaki.
Well, and
ancient aliens.
There you go. We can get Alex on here too to talk about some Bigfoot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He's willing. I've already talked to him.
Well, did he spot one or? Oh yeah.
No, but I know he's a squatcher.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like me. And Max is a squatcher.
There's a location before you go. There's a location down here, literally 15 minutes from where I'm living, down Missouri 5 in the Gravois Mills. That's on the BFRO database.
Yeah.
For a sighting of Bigfoot.
Well, but a sighting though, and that's good, but it is my theory they migrate. They have sightings just over here at Wallace State Park. But I think they migrate through here. And I think they follow the rivers.
And I think they migrate through Rocheport, which is up there just outside of Columbia on I-70. Because I've seen, I'm part of a group on Facebook that like Missouri Bigfoot thing.
Yeah, I'm part of it too. Yeah.
They talk a lot about Rocheport, and there's like, I guess there's a reservoir or something there, and that they, I guess, an area where they don't, like a conservation reservoir or something like that. They don't hunt or fish in that area.
Yeah.
So,
but down in the Ozarks though, they live.
Mm-hmm.
So
sometimes I go out there without my T-shirt on. They're like, "There's a Bigfoot on the property." I'm like, "No, it's just Tom."
Better watch out. Make sure it's not mating season or some shit.
Be out there hitting a baseball bat against a tree.
Friends you don't want. All right, everybody. Me and Tom are going to say bye. We'll see you next week. I'll keep you updated on the baby.
Take care.